Yo, what's good people? So I've had the misfortune of being born and raised in the UK. So you know what I'm going to do in this video? I'm finally going to release some pent up anger. Consider this video my own personal therapy method. I'm going to be explaining why the UK sucks balls basically. So yeah man, let's just jump into it. Now, have you ever been outside in the UK? And I don't mean on tour, on holiday in London, going to places they want you to see. Nah. I mean just outside adventuring into the general UK. Because if you have, you know that it looks like a goddamn third world country. Everything is grey. There's no fucking colour. It's like God made the UK with a 1930s black and white movie filter. It's borderline depressing. Every time I go outside, my depression meter goes up slightly. There's rubbish fucking everywhere. It looks like shit. Now the next reason, it's how they treat UK citizens in comparison to immigrants. They get better treatment if they're in a bad position. Like for example, I go outside, yeah, and I see a bunch of UK homeless people. As soon as immigrants cross the border, they get put up in a fucking 4-star hotel. They get money, they get free dental care, the works bro. They get everything. Whilst there are so many UK citizens that get no help whatsoever and have just been left to dry out on the streets. How is that fair? Now, I actually do not have a problem with immigrants coming into the UK, but I do believe if they commit a violent crime, they should get instantly deported. And that is not the case. In fact, it's quite the opposite. A lot of the time, when these people commit a violent crime, they get away with it just because they're an immigrant. Like that guy who attacked 2 female police officers and got away with it just because he said his brain hasn't fully developed. If a UK person said that, they'd laugh at him. But he got away with it. It makes no fucking sense. It's like the government is actually fucking trolling us. And brother, I beg you don't get me started on our government and our MPs. I'll probably make a standalone video on them because they're the most hypocritical twats out of any government on the entire earth. All they do is lie to us, then do the exact opposite of what they're gonna say. They just tell us what we want to hear and then they don't actually do it. Why do we even have a king, by the way? Like, why don't we just have a president like a normal country? And the king's younger brother is a fucking nonce. It's actually been proven. Why hasn't he been kicked off? Why hasn't he been disowned? Shouldn't he be a disgrace to the royal family? But he isn't. So I guess that means the king's a nonce as well because he's okay with it. Like, why? Just get rid of them. Now we move on to my least favourite thing about the UK. The people. Now, of course, there are some outliers. There are some really cool people. There are some nice people. But with my experience living in Manchester, I find those are few and far between. And in fact, I find most people are one of two things. You're either a filthy chav or a snobby posh asshole. Now, I know what you're thinking, but didn't chavs die out? Nope. They're just called a different name now. They're roadmen. But chavs is exactly what they are, even if they will never admit it. Now, I'm not talking about actual gang members here. I have respect for most gang members because they were put in positions they didn't necessarily want to be in. They had a rough upbringing and they had to make their money somehow, right? But what a chav is basically they were brought up with 2 loving parents. They had plenty of opportunities, but they wasted their time trying to be a wannabe gangster. And now at age 25, they're stuck selling weed to 13-year-olds because no job will take them on because they have a criminal record and no qualifications whatsoever. Most of these people be living off universal credit, that's welfare for my American viewers, or benefits, whatever you want to call them, at like age 30 because they wasted their entire life trying to be a wannabe gangster, and I don't get why you would want to go down that road if you weren't forced into that lifestyle. I don't get it, the obsession. I put it down to the drill music and how big it's gotten over the past few years, but I guess people just can't separate reality from fantasy. It's like playing GTA and then going out and actually shooting someone. You do realise that most of the stuff in these drill rappers videos are fake, right? Like the cars are rented, the girls are hired, so what are you chasing a dream that doesn't exist for? Now, I say all this, but I was just like these people. When I was younger, I was also brainwashed by the drill scene. But when I was about age 15, 16, I grew the fuck up and I started looking for other ways to make money, smarter ways, because I actually had the mental capacity to do so. But most people my age, which is 20 years old, still act like this, and I think it's the cringiest shit ever. That's why I can't vibe with people in the UK, bro. They're just cringe, straight up. If I hear one more person say mandem, unironically, I'm going to rip my fucking hair out. So, take this as a message if anyone from the younger generation is watching. Don't be a chav, because it's cringe and no one will like you when you're 30 years old stealing from Asda because you ran out of benefits money. Now the flip side of this coin are the posh people. These are basically your British stereotype people, you know, tea and crumpets and all that, even though, hey, there's nothing wrong with a good cup of tea. But yeah, obviously it's pretty self-explanatory why these people are really annoying. They're so far up their own ass, they think they're better than everyone else, and yeah, just, you know, be a bit more modest, be a bit more humble, and maybe people would like you more. But as soon as people start earning some money, I swear, it just goes straight to their head, and they turn into a complete muppet. And yeah, within my age group, which is 20, there doesn't seem to be many people outside of these two categories. It's borderline depressing. I mean, gamers is a pretty big category, but those people like don't go outside. I mean, I'm one to talk because I don't go outside much, but still I'd like to, but there's no one I want to go outside with. Like, get me out of this place, man. I pray that my YouTube channel takes off so I could just move to Amsterdam or Canada or just somewhere, anywhere apart from here. Well, that's a bit insensitive really, because like Ukraine exists, Russia exists, North Korea exists, so never mind, not anywhere, but I would just really like to move out of the shithole that is the UK. So yeah, basically I hate the UK. I specifically hate Manchester, and I think we should eradicate all chavs. That's going to be the end of the video though. If you did enjoy it, let me know and I'll make more rant type videos like this about random topics. I'm not sure yet. I'll just see what's going on in the world, and if it interests me, I'll get angry about it and make a video on it. But whatever you do, do not move to the UK unless you're literally coming from a war zone or a third world country. It ain't it, bro. There's no redeeming qualities, no redeeming factors about living here. Actually, we do have the NHS, to be fair. Free healthcare is pretty baller. But that's also getting ruined because it takes way too long to get an appointment nowadays, and they actually take way too long to diagnose your problem. So well done, Wehe, you're ruining the one good thing about the UK on top of everything else. But yeah, that's it. I'm gonna stop waffling now. For anyone who made it to the end of the video, here's a question for you. Is making fun of ginger people racist? Actually think about it. But yeah, that's it. See you in a bit.